So I led a team to Estonia last year to understudy their system. We found out that what we were missing in Ghana was a data interoperability system, which is known as the X-Road in Estonia. Following the example of Estonia, Ghana has also, a few months ago, recently implemented the data interoperability system to underpin our Citizens App. So we call it the Citizens App Data Interoperability System, or CADIS. And this is integrate all the existing government databases, for example, the databases of the National Identification Authority, the Ghana Revenue Authority, the Drivers and Vice Vehicle Licensing Authority, Passport Office, National Health Insurance, Social Security, SIM cards, and so on. The CADIS is a distributed information exchange platform that makes it
the whole of Africa. The whole president what boy do much
in terms of
development, infrastructure development.
Okay.
Okay? In terms of human capital development.
Human capital development.
Nobody in Africa.
54 states of Africa.
Yes, nobody. And they say, the time you were talking about since I Africa.
Hey, enti Jomo Kenyatta, Nelson Mandela.
Obiani one more way the Kufuor way.
Oh, okay.
When him, Adebia Benwa, umpe. Adebia Ben will be an umpe.
But just a while ago. Now, can a political communication come MPP call? Okay.
We any pa. Any pa, no can say, which my papa be. But you get to be. I want control, a bit me and destroy my papa or in.
Okay.
I'm
getting you.
Hey, who follow? About infrastructure.
Africa.
Human
development.
Yes. Look at this agenda 111 now.
Hospitals.
110.
111.
111. Oh.
Yes.
111. 111.
Yes.
Hospitals. Give me one. President or take that initiative. I'm building 111 hospitals in Africa. Give me one. Talking about factories, no person springing all over the country.
One district, one factory.
One factory. Look at the number of them which we build there. There's so many, about 100 and something. What I say? What they are to about road infrastructure? Say, you can just check around. Maybe I want to on one time on the Abusia, on Kuani Ghana. But when you drive around the whole country, then you see Baby Anna Pioneer, he has done extremely well.
Well,
okay? What they are not to come to education, infrastructure. For all the secondary schools in Ghana, especially those boarding. No see dormitories. We call Kumasi Academy. We call Osetutu Secondary School. We call UCC senior high. We call Efiakobi senior high. Baby Abekobi new dormitories and classrooms. We guys are there especially see their new schools. Oh, the existing schools, go and see additional infrastructure or this.
Okay.
Look at the STEM education. Look at GVET education. They are all up to human development.
Right.
Okay? Free SHS for 8 consecutive years. Say a man crap school, senior high school for free. Uniform with their name.
Chief, okay, the next is a Ghana.
No. Any part. Okay. Any person. I will not say they are Ghana for a bonia. I know I will not say. But it's any person.
Because was it the whole Africa?
But it's
54 states.
They say Adia Kufadu and
not even Mandela.
Mandela didn't why. What I say, Mandela is over the prison.
Okay.
We're talking about Saudi Arabia man impacting the life of the people.
Okay, not Mugabe, not Nnamdi Azikiwe, not Kwame Nkrumah, not everybody. Number one.
Me supia, me dia, me sebenefi.
Of course.
Me nim jamahu, me tu kwai, me nim jamahu. Na me ready.
Okay.
Na me hu de obi eye. Masa free SHS on the Quanico school. You know what it means.
Yeah.
To do.
Are these initial payments the only reasons that ECG is not able to meet its obligations to the cash waterfall mechanisms to our independent power producers?
Not just that, because of the fall of the cedi and the exchange rate differentials, ECG's base in terms of monetary value has eroded significantly, because most of the IPPs and the power generators are paid in US dollars. And so anytime the currency fluctuates and devalues, it creates a huge problem. And so even if ECG were to collect 100% today, they still cannot meet their obligations because of forex and exchange rates differential. That is one. Two, the losses have increased. Their ATCC, what you call aggregate technical collection and commercial losses, now hovers around 40%. That is unacceptable. The IMF and the World Bank project that we should be increasing tariffs by about 58%. I mean, how you are going to increase tariffs by 58% is another major thing. And inefficiencies at ECG, the collection, the losses, and all those issues ought to be addressed.
Are you currently facing that pressure to increase electricity tariff?
When they did the analysis, it showed that there was a huge differential.
Okay.
One, we don't pay for what you would call capacity charges or redundancy. It's not part of the tariff. And so right from day one, the state has to shoulder that bill. But even what we consume is woefully inadequate when you look at the billing or the approved tariff as against the cost of electricity. So if you do a one-on-one on a parity basis, there's a major differential. But more importantly, it's not just about increasing the tariffs. If you increase the tariffs and you still go with a leaking basket, I mean, you're going to have a major problem.
Right.
So we must fix the inefficiencies, increase the revenue base, reduce the losses, and then that can help us make some progress. But from what we are seeing, if we don't do anything, by the end of the year, the system will collapse. Already, Power has sent a letter that they intend to discontinue the supply of electricity because we owe them $370 million US dollars. WAPCO and NGAS have also sent us a memo. The minister followed up and came personally to threaten that in March they would cut the supply of gas. ENI is also threatening. Jubilee says that right from November in 2023, not 2024, so over 1 year, they haven't been paid anything. So the challenges are quite enormous, and we are facing serious headwinds that we ought to address and take some drastic decisions. It's a difficult one, but we'll do it.
I mean, is it likely that the ECG will be proposing, an upward adjustment of tariff anytime soon?
They've already proposed that.
They have already proposed
ESRP, which is the Energy Sector Recovery Program, based on the model, shows that there's a shortfall of about the requirement of about 58% thereabout in order to meet that gap. But as a government, we also have a social contract with the people of Ghana. It cannot just be about piling taxes. We also want to see how we can deal with some of these issues. Even our PPAs, we want to go to Parliament and codify that and make it into law, that when we are signing PPAs, it ought to be through competitive process and it ought to go to Parliament so that the people's representative can evaluate and assess what we do and determine whether they really want that contract or not.
Let's spend some time on this company that is making 3% of our gross collections. Do we know who owns this company?
I know the name of the company. The company is Haftel, and I think that we should put it out there. There's no...
I see.
Once you get into public business, the company is Haftel. I'm sure they are a profit-making entity. The problem is that those of us on the government side and ECG should have done a proper due diligence, value for money, and ensure that their interest is covered. So I don't even blame the private company. I think that the blame must go to the administration at that time, our negotiators, ECG, and the rest. What did they do? And I thought that the contract should have come to Parliament. For such a major contract that has significant implications, I think they should have come to Parliament. And so we will look at it again. And I have even reached out to them. And the company indicates that there are certain clauses or certain conditions that if they are addressed, the rate can come down significantly. Yes.
I see. Now,
Thank you very much, Sarah. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, 2 years ago, I was here at Harvard for the African Development Conference. I had the opportunity to interact with students and faculty and share my thoughts on how we can reimagine Africa's growth on our terms. It is a privilege to be back here for this year's conference, and I'd like to express my gratitude to the organizers for providing this platform to engage with some of the world's brightest minds on the future of Africa. It is a case that we are in the midst of a global digital revolution. Artificial intelligence, big data, cloud computing, and the Internet of Things. They are not just buzzwords. They are reshaping our world. Digitalization is no longer at the periphery. It is front and center. It is a necessity for survival and prosperity in the 21st century. Ladies and gentlemen, Africa missed the first industrial revolution, which saw the transition from manual small-scale production to mechanized production in agriculture and goods like textiles, mostly powered by steam and coal energy. Then we missed the second industrial revolution, with the widespread use of electricity, powered mass production and assembly lines. The third industrial revolution, which was set off by the introduction of computers, and also did not see Africa jump on and develop like others. We are now in the fourth industrial revolution, where the technologies have come together in a global network to create the Internet, which is the greatest machine ever created by mankind, I would say, and using that to also energize tools and equipment to make them smart, to create the Internet of Things and artificial intelligence, which have opened up amazing possibilities with no end in sight. For us, as a continent, the key lesson from our past experiences and those of others, developed and developing, is the awareness of the importance